And this session will be sent out once I get it back. So probably by tomorrow morning, we'll send that out to anybody that wants to go back and hear the presentation for a second time. We will also attached to that email will be a questionnaire. We just ask that you fill out the questionnaire. It's 3 questions, should take you no more than 5 minutes, but that will be attached to the recording. The chat feature is open, and I know that there will be a designated Q&A at the end of the presentation. So feel free to come off mute and ask any questions that you might have, or feel free to use the chat feature to post those questions in there. All right, I'm going to pass it off to our presenters this morning. Thank you all for joining us.
Well, I believe my name's Jeff Jones. I think I've been tasked with starting this out. Welcome. Appreciate everyone taking an opportunity to meet with us. This is our first time having this with Western Governors, and we have a couple of our employees who are current Western Governors students, and we're grateful to have them. Thank you to Brennan and Chase for helping get this set up. I would hope that in the questionnaire, the evaluation, the first question is going to be whether or not you like the color of my shirt. This is a discussion that we have here at Haynie. Not a lot of people feel like they can pull off the green Haynie shirt. So anyway, let me tell you a little bit about Haynie Company. We're probably the largest CPA firm that not very many people have heard about. Um, we've been around since 1961. Currently are ranked number 88 in the country size-wise. So in the top 100 of all the CPA firms across the country, we're the largest Utah-based regional firm. We have offices in 16 or 14 locations in 6 different states. Our largest office is here in Salt Lake. We have a small one in Ogden. We have Las Vegas, Tempe, San Antonio, Brownsville, Dallas, Houston, Midlands, Odessa, uh, Colorado. There's 2 in Colorado, Loveland and Littleton. And I'm probably forgetting, uh, Flagstaff, Arizona, down there. And so we have offices all across those states, and we have a lot of people that have moved from one office to another. And so, we're grateful for opportunities that we have to provide to our employees to relocate into different locations. We're a traditional CPA firm in the fact that we do provide audit and tax and consulting and a lot of things along those lines. Our hope for our employees is that everyone finds a thing that they're passionate about. So we've had a lot of employees that have moved from one discipline to another, or have moved from, say, audit into valuations, or audit to tax, tax to audit, anything along those lines. And so our kind of goal is to try and make sure that we uh, have something that you're interested in doing, and to try and identify that with you, and then to provide resources so that you feel good about what you're working on. Um, we have, I'm just trying to think the next thing I want to kind of go through. We have a lot of people who work remote at our firm. And for instance, out of our Salt Lake office, we have remote employees everywhere from Huntsville, Alabama, to up into Oregon, down into Cedar, over into Grand Junction, up into several areas in Idaho. So our employees have had an opportunity to become trained and become proficient in what they're working on. We if the occasion calls for it, we would provide opportunities for people to move from one area to another. And so we've been out on the forefront of remote working, working with Citrix, different things like that for a long time. And that's something that we feel pretty happy about and has worked really well for most people. Now, some people, the remote doesn't work very well, and we've got quite a few people that actually work in the office most days of the week. But most people that work in the office also take opportunities to work from home, as they need to be. Haynie provides a structure wherein if you have something that you need to get done during the day or different things like that, we hope that you take those opportunities and prioritize your family time. That's important for us. One of our 5 values is family. Our North Star, our guiding concept, our principle that we try and live by at Haynie is a family firm exceeding expectations. And so we take those kind of things seriously as it relates to both our employees, coworkers, and ourselves. Um, just kind of high level, a little bit about us. We provide unlimited paid time off. We don't track the sick days. We don't track the vacation days on things because our expectation is that everyone is going to be treating it like adults would treat it, and we don't need to micromanage all of those type of things. We do have a great work-life balance that we provide, and hopefully as we go through and Eric talks about some stuff on the tax side, and we get Rob Orton talking about audits and a few things. I hope everyone takes an opportunity to think of some questions and then come prepared for some questions here at the end when we open this up for Q&A. So once again, thank you to everyone, and I'll turn the open mic over to Eric for a few moments. Are you going, Eric? You're still on mute.
Oh, there we go. Okay, it seemed to be like on a locked mode where I couldn't unmute myself. But good now, right? Nice, thumbs up. Thanks everybody for taking the time to learn more about Haynie Company. This is one of the first times I've done this where it's been remote like this, so this is good. This is good. I can see only one of your faces though, which is good. So I'll uh, I'll look at you. Yes, nice. I've been with Haney and Company 15 years on the tax side the whole time. I graduated from the University of Utah and was fortunate enough to finish my MBA program while I worked at Haney and Company. So I started part-time and finished school, and uh, so it's been my only job out of college, and I've loved it, every phase of it. Um, our tax department, uh, our tax department consists of several different people, several different levels of employees. I mean, we have people who are just starting out and learning, and then we have people who have been with us 4 to 5 years, and then of course people who have been. Uh, I think Dave Peterson, our managing partner, has been with Haynie Company 40 years. So it's a good group of people. And the one thing I really like about our group is that we really do uh, support and help each other through different questions and issues that come up. We have a very good open group that we all circle around each other. Uh, different areas. There's so when we there's lots of different areas that we get involved with, from individual tax, partnership tax, corporate tax. Uh, we do some nonprofit tax returns, some exempt and foundation returns as well. Um, and everybody, you'll have the opportunity to experience each of the different types of tax, and you'll be able to kind of pick and choose what you want to specialize in and what you want to learn about. And if there's an area that interests you more than another area, you can pursue that area. We have some specialty groups that focus on different incentives like R&D tax credit and cost segregation studies. So there's lots of different areas to get involved in. Um, so hopefully you guys have some questions that you came prepared with and can ask our group, and we can help you learn more about Haynie Company and the tax department, and maybe some of the differences between the tax and audit department.
Great. I guess that means it's my turn.
Rob,
My name's Rob Orton.
yeah.
I'm an auditor here at Haynie Company, and I'm doing a little bit of cyber stalking on you all on LinkedIn. You have some impressive backgrounds, and it's a little different than our typical, college group. And so I'm guessing that a lot of you actually have some experience in these areas that we're talking about. And so that's fantastic. You can tell if we're lying or not, you can be good auditors. Um, my job is today for you is to speak to you a little bit about audit and then kind of some of the differences between tax audit and industry. And I suspect that many of you have been probably industry and or tax would probably be the ones that you've hit the most in your careers already. But that's just a guess in like 3 minutes of cyber stalking. So audit, I'll speak to that first. Audit is your objective is to look at your client's financial statements and to determine that they are not materially misstated, right? So we're not confirming that they're perfect, but we are confirming that they are not materially misstated. And how we do that, we look at their financials from the get-go and we go, okay, what are the important accounts? What are the material accounts here? What's behind those accounts? What are the processes that the client used to build up those accounts? And we gain an understanding of those processes, of the client's business. What are their revenue streams? How are they making money? Or how are they losing money? We have to adhere to standards as we do our audits. Depending on the type of client, that will guide which standards you use. So we have generally accepted auditing standards, and that's governed by the AICPA, and those are for non-public entities. We also have PCAOB standards. Those are the standards that we as auditors have to adhere to for public companies. As far as is audit a good fit for you? Some of the things to think about. One, do you have an eye for catching what's wrong? When you were a kid, did you do those pictures where you looked at the differences between the two pictures and were able to identify quickly the things that were different? Frankly, we do a lot of that. Do you enjoy getting to know people? And can you also have a good relation with someone and still hold them accountable? It's kind of one of the blessings and curses of the audit side of the house. We talked about this the other day when we had an open house here at Haynie. Tax people have a great opportunity to be their client's hero, right? If you go in and you help them identify some things that they hadn't seen before, help them get a bunch of money back, hey, you're their hero. It's not quite the same on the audit side. They don't always go, oh yeah, you helped me identify what I was doing wrong. Thank you. Occasionally you have the astute person who feels that way, but often it can be a little bit challenging. So you have to develop your skills in, how do I put this? Your influencer skills, for lack of a better word. Okay, help your client to see, okay, this is an issue that we need to work through, and here's why. And helping them to not feel like, hey, I'm calling you out on you did this wrong, but helping them to see that, hey, this is what you're paying for. You're paying for me to come in and help you get this right, and let's do that. So those types of communication skills are important. Follow up, I mean, it's like any other job. Follow up is key. In the audit itself, there's a few steps that we go through. First is planning the audit. Second is understanding the client / their internal controls. The third is actually doing the testing. And the fourth is your reporting. And when we're reporting, we're actually giving our audit opinion. Yes, these financial statements are not materially misstated, giving our stamp of approval. And then the client can use those financials as needed. We have quite a few different industries that we serve. We being public accountants in general, and we here at Haynie. We do private companies, those who are for profit but not public. We also do public companies. We do governments and not for profits. Those are kind of the major groups that we audit. And yeah, so I'd stop there for just a minute if you have any questions. And if not, I'll do a little bit of compare and contrast amongst tax, audit, and industry. All right. So my expectation then is that you're holding all of your questions for the Q&A at the end. So I'm excited to hear those. Audit versus tax versus industry. Really, you kind of have public accounting versus industry. Those are kind of the broader aspects. There's a lot of commonality between audit and tax in that you're in the same type of, you're still in public accounting either way. So for just a minute, let's look at public accounting versus industry. In industry, and I've had experience on both sides of the house. I have not been a tax accountant, but I have been in industry. So I can speak with a certain level of authority. I'm guessing that there are some of you that have more experience than I do in these areas, which is awesome. Industry versus public accounting. In public accounting, you are production. You're producing. You're a profit center. In industry, you're looked at as a cost center generally. And there's pros and cons to that. It is nice in public accounting to, hey, the work I do isn't just a necessary evil. It's actually, I'm producing revenue for my company. Industry, I would say that there's more consistency in industry versus public accounting, in that you've got the monthly close. And this is more on the financial accounting side of industry. I know that there are also tax jobs in industry, and they tend to be a little bit different. But on the financial accounting side of things, that monthly close, you've got that cycle, whether you feel well or whether you don't. The end of the month comes and you've got a couple of weeks, or depending on what your closing cycle is, couple of days, couple of weeks, where, okay, you've got to focus in, you've got to get that monthly close done. And then the rest of the month, it may be other projects that you're working on. It's your day-to-day accounting. Pros and cons to that, some people love that pattern. You know, they feel like, okay, I know what's coming. I can plan my life around this. That's great. You don't have as much of that in public accounting. There are you definitely have seasonality. I'm sure you've heard about busy season or tax season. It's relevant whether you're an auditor or a tax person. And that tends to be really heavy and heavier compared to industry, I would say. Here at Haynie, we do try to keep our hours lower than I would say the rest of the industry does, because we're trying not to burn everybody out. We want it to be a long-term situation where you can come and have a career at Haynie. Industry versus public accounting. Because you are a profit center in public accounting, you have to track your time. And I'm gonna throw that out there as a con. I don't know many people who love tracking their time, but it is critical in public accounting because you need to be able to bill your client, and you need to have something to hang your hat on. Look, we did this work for you. This is how long it took. Whereas in industry, yes, you're accountable for your time, but you don't have to track it on a minute by minute or on the audit side here at Haynie, we track it in quarters of hours, round up to the nearest quarter of an hour. So let's turn now to tax versus audit. On the audit side, you tend to have fewer clients and they're bigger projects. On the tax side, you may have a whole bunch. I was talking to somebody the other day. They said they had more than 100 clients that they serve on an annual basis. On the audit side, it tends to be, probably depending on the size of your client. I knew people who had only one client at the start of my career, worked at a larger firm, and they had only one client, and they had an office at that client's location. But it can be between one and, I think Jeff has a boatload of clients. I think he has between 50 and 100, I believe. So
106 was my last number of attest engagements for a year.
okay, and that's an anomaly. I'm not aware of anybody else who has that many audit or attest clients. However, you can have that many. Tax and audit, again, audit tends to be, we still do have the seasonality, but our deadlines, the work overall tends to be a little bit more steady throughout the year. Got my list here. We tend to work in teams on the audit side a little bit more than the tax side. Depending on the size of your client, often you'll have a staff member, a senior, a manager, a partner, and then a reviewing partner on the job that you're on. And so there's more levels of review. Tax tends to be a little bit more of an individual contributor situation, or at least fewer levels of review. And my tax compatriots can correct anything that I've said wrong as we go. On the tax side, because you have more clients, you tend to have exposure to more people, whereas on the audit side, you probably have deeper discussions with the fewer people that you're working with. As discussed before, professional skepticism on the audit side is a blessing and a curse. You have to help your client to get things right, but it can also be challenging to help them correct things. I think I've hit pretty much all of my kind of pros and cons there. So I'll turn it over to the next person now. And thanks for your time. Oh, I guess it's open Q&A session now.
So Rob, I would just add maybe one other difference on the tax and the audit side, and I think Eric could speak to this as well. On the tax side, the clients tend to be longer lasting relationships. I know, Dave Peterson, our managing partner, has got some of the same clients 40 years later, on the tax side that he had when he started. On the audit side, there are requirements that the audit partners rotate on a periodic basis. If you're a public auditor, every 5 years, you're going to rotate off of a client for 5 years. And so the relationship is probably a little less personal on the audit side than it would be on the tax side, because as I listen to some of the conversations with the tax partner that's across the hall, I mean, they talk a lot more about, babies being born and kids going to college and things like that. So there's probably a little more interpersonal relationship going on the tax side. Eric, would that be a fair statement in your opinion?
Yeah, I think you're right. We oftentimes we get people wanting to hug us, cry with us, tell us everything about their life. So, yes, that is true.
I could
That takes
probably,
time.
I think I could count on two fingers the number of audit clients that I've hugged. So, but more on the private side than the public side. Again, there's different levels of kind of separation there. Uh, I do think I maybe neglected to give a little bit of an introduction of who I am. I've been auditing now for this. I'm going into my 27th year. I'm on the executive committee for Haynie. There's 6 of us, and I'm the head of the audit department for the firm. I have about 160 people that I'm responsible for helping them have a good relationship with their work and finding satisfaction in the work that they do. Firm wide, we're about 450 employees, probably 230, 240 of those are on the tax side. Then we've got a significant number of people that are in the client accounting service, which we would indicate would be, QuickBooks specialists, write up for businesses. We do a lot of month close for businesses, things along those lines. We have a lot of administrative people that help hold this organization together on things. I would tend to say that some of our admin people are absolutely as important to the organization as an audit partner, a tax partner, or anyone else along those lines. I mean, as an organization, we function best when everybody is knows kind of what their lane is and is working in that lane, and we're able to magnify each other's efforts. And so if we took Haynie and broke it out into 435 people, it would not be the total of the individuals would absolutely not be anywhere close to where we are as a group. We feel pretty good about all of our employees that we have. Uh, we've got a great group of people that work here, and we're trying to cast as wide of a net as we can to capture the best people wherever they are, whatever their status in life is, if they're changing careers or anything along those lines. But I'm hopeful. We've got maybe another 20 minutes, but I would like to open it up for questions. Please, let's see. I see a question there from Heather, I believe. What are some of the struggles that you have? I believe I can't actually see the official question here. Um, Struggles about working remote. Is that right, Heather? I don't know if Heather can unmute herself and maybe ask the question in person so that we can answer it here.
Yeah, that's the question. I was wondering what some of the struggles and hangups any of you have had with working remote.
So let me take kind of first crack at this thing because, it was March 17th of 2020 that Haynie sent everybody home from all the offices at the start of COVID. Um, and we were pretty far down the road where a lot of people could work remote from there. A lot of people have taken that and have continued the remote work. Some of the struggles that we have with working remote is you tend to lose sometimes the connectivity with the team. Um, and so it's harder to feel like you're a part of an organization if you're not able to be around some people to help continue to build that. Uh, the other thing that I think that I have noticed over the last couple of years is that working remotely is more difficult to have a start and a stop to your workday. And because of that, it tends to feel like you're busy or you're thinking about work all the time. And so it's a little more stressful. And so the people that we have that are working in Eugene, Oregon, and up in Idaho and out in Alabama and down in Cedar City and whatnot that are full-time remote, most of them have figured out a way to set their own internal expectations for times that they're working, set their schedule, and to make sure that those expectations are known by the rest of the people that they work with, as well as their clients. You absolutely have to have a way to shut things down at the end of the day when you're working remote. When I kind of work remote, I mean, I feel like my day starts at, I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I'll answer some emails. And if I'm working remote, it feels to me like my day goes right up until 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night when I go to bed because I have on my remote days not figured out a way to kind of shut down the day on things. So for me, working remote does not work as well as coming into the office. On the other hand, I really appreciate the opportunity that we provide and that we have to work remote because it is nice to be able to stay home and take care of some things during the day and kind of be the boss of my own schedule that way along those lines. But so I think that's a great question, Heather. Those are my perspectives on the working remote. The availability, the flexibility is fantastic, but if my idea is if you don't figure out a way to kind of maintain the connectivity with the organization you're a part of, you don't get as much satisfaction out of the work, and you absolutely have to figure out a way to have start times and stop times so that you're not overwhelmed with thinking that you're on the clock, so to speak, all day. That's my perspective. I don't know if anyone else, would like to kind of join in and throw out their thoughts.
Yeah, I can share a little bit. So I'm Brennan Ray. I'm a staff auditor. I've been working with Haynie for about a year and a half. Also, I did go to WGU for my undergrad and my master's degree, so I can relate to you. Um, but as far as remote work goes, excuse me, there's like Jeff said, there's pros and cons for a lot of people. I really appreciate it personally being able to um, work around the family life. As Jeff said, that's one of our core values is family as well as trust, and both of those things are exemplified by the flexibility that Haney gives us to work remotely. Um, I work on a hybrid schedule, so I'm usually in the office Monday through Wednesday, and then I work from home Thursday and Friday. But that's changed multiple times since I've been here, and it's if my wife has an appointment or my daughter has a doctor's appointment, I can always work from home that day or go to the doctor's appointment and work work from home, work wherever really. Haney has allowed us that flexibility and trust to that they know that we're adults and we'll get our work done that needs to get done. And the remote side of that has been huge for me. So I really appreciate it. And I know that there are struggles, but I haven't personally experienced very many of them. So I think it's really awesome. It looks like
Yeah.
we also have a question from Susan. Oh, was somebody else going to share some about that?
No, I
Oh,
just
I was
noticed
going
that.
to say thanks, guys. I appreciate the thoroughness. I was also wondering if there were more practical, like day-to-day job-specific things, like getting information from clients or communicating with them.
So we do that kind of ties into Susan's question. So Susan's question is, do clients come to the office and meet online with us, or do we tend to go to the client site? And for most of the year, at least on the audit side, I'm not so sure about the tax side because I haven't done anything on the tax side. But on the audit side, for most of the year, we just receive everything online or through email. We do a lot of just communicating that way and receiving documents that way. We have a secure way to transfer the audit documents that we need. And so we do most of our auditing from the office or remote if we're working remotely. During busy season, there are clients that prefer that we go out to the office. So we do some in-office work during busy season, and throughout the year, we'll do some days of field work, but mainly it's online. And we've been set up to do remote work since even before COVID. So I think that prepared us for um, going fully remote during COVID and now after COVID, having hybrid schedules or what works best for the individual staff. So we've really got it nailed down as far as working remotely goes. I don't have any issues on the logistics for working remotely, and I don't know if anybody else has had any issues, but personally, I think it works great.
Looks like
Maybe either
has a
Candace
question.
or Jenny could talk a little bit on the tax side. How much do you meet with clients? How much do you know, remote type of thing? Either one of you two. Jenny, you're muted. Still mute.
Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. My name is Jenny and I'm a tax manager here at Haynie, and I've been here for over about 21 years. And as far as interacting with clients, we have a hybrid of methods. We have clients that come into the office that we schedule appointments with. We sometimes go to their offices, but we also do a lot of transfer of communication over email and through our secure portal. So as far as interacting with client, it really depends on the client and uh, the whether you're remote or not. So we do have a hybrid, and they all work great. I do think that because of COVID, we have clients that have trained them that they don't necessarily need to come into the office, and that they can provide us their documents, and we can communicate through email, through telephone. I would say that I do communicate. We do communicate with our clients a lot through our cell phone. So I think this accessibility to our clients is important, and for them to be able to communicate with us is probably what's most important, rather than necessarily face-to-face meetings.
Candace, any thoughts there? When you started, what was your expectation of meeting with clients, introvert, extrovert. I mean, Candace has talked to anybody at any time, but kind of walk through that a little bit. Mute. You're still muted, Candace. Nope. Okay. Maybe we could move to, I think, Nicole and then Trevor.
Hi, thank you. So my question is in regard to upward mobility and opportunities. And so I just wanted to, if anybody could speak to that as far as the, upward mobility opportunities.
I'll start on that. We're really trying to, as we move forward and become a little bigger firm, try and really reward expertise, excellence, things along those lines. I mean, there absolutely is upward mobility. Everybody, we hope that you find your passion, and if your passion is that, I want to be a senior, I want to be a manager, I want to work towards being a partner, we have a path to manager, we have a path to partner, all of those things that we spend time with everyone trying to identify what your passion is, where you want to be, and how soon you want to get there, and then we try and kind of work backwards. Well, here's all the steps that we need on there. We do have some sort of an expectation that at least initially we would like for people to work towards a CPA license, but not a requirement on things. So we've got a number of both audit and tax managers that do not have their CPA license. Now, to be an audit partner, you do have to have your CPA license if you're signing any kind of a report, an audit opinion, a review report, something along those lines. But they're absolutely, we are trying to hire people who are looking to move up. And so our expectation at a base level is that everyone is going to be looking to be upwardly mobile on things and improve your skill set, improve your abilities, and improve your lot in life. So from a very basic standpoint, that would be an expectation. That's something that we're looking for when we hire people, is people that want to be upwardly mobile. Trevor? I'm actually okay. Hey, Trevor.
Hey, yeah, thanks. So I'm currently working on my accounting degree and looking to finish about January. Kind of pushing for that date so that I can be available to work this tax season. So I'm kind of just curious what openings you guys might have for that area. I've worked last tax season, really liked tax. I've heard horror stories about audit, but I'm open to that too. But I guess just my question is, specifically, I live in Prescott, which is smack in the middle of Phoenix and Flagstaff, Arizona. So we're kind of right in between two of your offices. But we're also looking to move to the Denver area, which is also, I know where one of your offices is. So yeah, my question is, for a brand new out of college accountant who'd be entry level, what do you guys offer as far as, I guess a training program? And then would there be a specific office that would conduct that? Or would it be, like I said, I'm kind of floating between three different offices I could work in person at. So yeah, just kind of what that looks like.
Well, first, great question. Thank you, Trevor. First of all, my oversight and apologies. Chris Shaw, will you raise your hand? She is our talent acquisition person that is handling, gathering resumes and all of that type of stuff. And so she can put out her email address and things, so that everybody has that and can reach out to Chris directly. Last year, I know at least one example where we hired a person out of Southern Utah that started in Phoenix. That's where they wanted to start. When they got to Phoenix, the training happened down there on things, and so we're absolutely not afraid of people moving from one office to another. We do want people to, obviously live where they want to. I think for you, Trevor, we would be looking at where do you think you're going to end up, and then we would, make plans from there on things. Most of our training right out of the gate is kind of in person on things because it really is hard to train on some of these things in a way that on a remote basis, which isn't to say that it can't be done, but right now our policy is that we do in-person training at least for a while, on things. So you've covered a bunch of bases there, and we would absolutely be interested in talking with you further because we are looking for people to start in January. Chris, why don't you throw out your email address and phone numbers and things along those lines so people have that in front of them, they can write it down.
I absolutely can. Can you hear me okay? Awesome. So just a side note, I'll definitely put my email in the chat, but also just know that we are on Handshake with WGU. We actually have a few people who have already applied for positions with us. So feel free to go to Handshake, and all of our open positions are posted on there. But you can also reach out to me via my email, and I'll make sure you get to the right direction and to the right office for sure. And I'll put that in the chat right now.
Let's go to Nathan, and then we'll go to Natasha. Is that saying that right? Miss Gomer?
Natasha.
Natasha, okay. Well, let's go to Nathan here next.
Hello, Nathan Wallace here. A similar question to Trevor. I applied for an internship with you guys, and I'm pretty flexible as to where I can end up. So I'm open there. But my question to you is, how does that work? How does the internship work? What's the day-to-day? What's the time period? Yeah.
No, that's a good question, and I'll let you know kind of right up front. When we hire interns, it really is with most times an expectation that turns into a full-time employment. We want to make sure that there's enough time for each party to kind of assess and evaluate and figure out whether it works for them. But kind of the expectation is that is going to turn into full-time employment. We hire for interns all during the year, all different periods. We have tax interns, we have audit interns. We have a program that's called a rotational internship that is half tax, half audit. In case you don't, really you feel like it's maybe too soon to make some kind of a determination on things, and so maybe you work for a couple of months in tax, a couple of months in audit, and then you're able to decide kind of which direction you want to go there. And so from an intern standpoint, we're very flexible on start dates, end dates. different things along those lines. It used to be fairly regimented, you know, January through May and maybe a summer and whatnot. But really, you know, we've found that we as an employer need to be more flexible. And, you know, we don't want to miss out on anyone because schedules don't line up by a 2-week period one way or another, you know, on one end or the other side. And so we're absolutely flexible to do that. Chris probably wrote down or noted, you know, the application, and you know we can talk through that a little bit offline. I have 3 more minutes that I can participate here. I've got a Utah state laws CPE here in a couple of minutes that I need to hop to. But does anybody have kind of a final question for me on things? Or any final questions for anyone else, for that matter?
Natasha, didn't you have a question? Your hand is raised.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yes, so I had a question. So my educational background and experience is all in healthcare, and my undergrad degree here at WGU would be kind of my first foray into accounting, finance, anything like that. So I was just wondering like what qualities or transferable skills would you be looking for in someone who is interested in Haynie coming from like a complete different industry?
Well, that's a great question, and I will let you know that one of our biggest audit clients is a hospital group out of Tennessee, and so you know having some healthcare you know background might be helpful there for sure. Um, Things that translate from one industry to another are some of the following items: an ability to talk to people, a good skill set being able to communicate via written communications, a good work ethic, a desire to make sure that the client that we're serving, that we're taking care of a client. Everybody, if you remember, you know, everybody that comes into, if you're being hired right out of college, hardly anybody has a background in accounting. We can teach you what you need to do on the accounting side. What is hard for us is to make sure that we are bringing along your other skill sets and making the best use of those skill sets on the audit side or a client accounting service side on things. And so I can't think of any other industry that does not have some sort of skill sets that would also translate into being a good client service person, either on the audit side or the tax side.
Thank you.
And RJ, I'm gonna log off here. I don't know if a few people, you know, maybe Brennan could kind of hang on. If there's a few people, Brennan, Chase, that can kind of hang on for a little while. If there are any other questions, I really appreciate the opportunity for us to get out in front of everyone. I hope that you'll look at Handshake, reach out to Chris. Let's figure out if there's something that we can do together. And so thank you from my standpoint. I appreciate everyone.
Thank you for joining. We really do appreciate it. Does anybody have any final questions for the team?
Hello, Nathan here again. Yeah, one more final question along the lines of getting the CPA licensure. I'm really interested in licensing myself and moving towards that. Is there anything your firm offers as far as help associated with obtaining the license? Maybe time off for testing or studying, or time during the day that we could take, or as well as bonuses tied to that, or pay increases.
I can talk to that if that's okay, real quick. So we actually do offer all those things. Typically it is, like Jeff said, normally it's internships. We're just kind of assuming you're going to transition into a full-time employee, right? So as a full-time employee, we offer the materials through Becker and our RSM Alliance. So we actually cover those. We also, I mean, when you talked about the time off, I mean, we kind of have an unlimited PTO. So as long as you're getting like your work done, there's also that time also to study. And then we actually, once you pass all the sections of the CPA exam, we actually give a $3,000 bonus to the employees. So that's a nice little incentive. Did that answer your question?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, perfect.
I
Yeah,
can
we're
add,
order
go
when it
ahead.
comes to that. Sorry.
I can add a little bit to that too, as far as being a senior auditor with my team, working with Brennan too. He's on my team, and oftentimes what happens is when you have some downtime, and Jeff could speak to this as well, is that Jeff did speak to this as well, is that when you have that time, that downtime, we often have unbillable time, billable and unbillable time. And oftentimes what you can do is you can take some of that time and make the most of it by studying for the CPA exam. Or in my case, I'm in the advanced tax course right now at WGU. So I'm kind of on that path where I can take a few hours out of the day if I have some downtime and study for that course and progress myself towards getting to the objective assessment. So yeah, it helps a lot having that time to be able to study.
Thank you.
All right, I want to be respectful with all of your time. We thank you for jumping on the call and sharing about Haynie Company and your experiences thus far. Just a reminder to everybody that's on the call, this was recorded, so I'm going to stop that recording now, and that recording will be sent out.